Now, are you sure you don't want to know anything about the parole board tomorrow?
Nah, I'm scared enough as it is.
Don't be. And above all, don't panic. And remember, I'll be waiting for you.
Thanks.
Best of luck.
Yeah.
Miss Phillip.
Oh, Pat O'Connell's son will be coming in with the work party that's coming tomorrow to
Mrs. Travers, what the hell do you think you're doing? You know damn well you're not supposed to supply information like that.
Well, I thought Mrs. O'Connell already knew.
Miss Phillip.
Yes, Mr. Fletcher?
Kindly escort Mrs. Travers from the premises. And in future, just be a little bit more thoughtful. Not only have you made your own position very difficult, you've very likely created a great deal of trouble for Doreen.
How?
It's not her business to pass on information like that to other prisoners. And if we find out she has, it may well jeopardize her parole.
Oh, come on, it can't be that serious,
Good day,
surely.
Mrs. Travers.
I got a surprise for the kids.
What?
I've been doing this carpentry course.
Oh, you don't say.
Yeah, I made these really terrific toys. Oh, they're gonna love them.
Enjoying your little chat?
Davy. You look after yourself, love.
You too, Mum.
Nice to see you looking so happy. Must have been a nice surprise. Must have been like an early Christmas present.
Yes, it was.
I'm glad to hear it. You obviously thought it was worth losing your parole for. Of course, you won't be seeing your other children for Christmas now. You'll find Christmas a pretty quiet affair in prison.
What's up?
I caught O'Connell in the maternity wing, consorting with a male prisoner. They were caressing and talking through one of the east windows.
It was my son.
That's not relevant.
Well, under the circumstances...
Under the circumstances, Mr. Fletcher, it doesn't matter who it was. Come on, O'Connell.
Department has approved your request. Do you still wish to proceed?
Yes.
I can understand you're not wanting to have your child born in prison. It's certainly not the best place.
It's not that. I just don't want a baby, not here or anywhere.
This is a very important decision, Chrissy. It could affect your whole life.
I just don't want a baby. Doesn't anyone understand that?
Very well. I'll ask Dr. Miller to make the arrangements. And as you have such an aversion to babies, we'll take you off maternity ward duty immediately.
But Mrs. Davidson...
Yes?
Nothing.
Come in.
May I have a word with you, Mrs. Davidson?
Certainly. You may go. Dr. Miller will inform you of the arrangements when they're finalized. What is it, Vera?
I'm putting O'Connell on report for consorting.
Having trouble?
No, everything's fine. Why?
How long you been here?
I've just been in the kitchen loading bay.
Yeah, well, apparently O'Connell's son is on the working party. Vera caught them talking to each other through one of the windows of the maternity wing.
No. What's she done about it?
Hauled her up to the governor on a consorting charge. You can't consort with your own son, surely.
I don't know. Oh, but you know Vera.
Yeah, well, if she has a way, O'Connell can forget about having Christmas with the family.
Well, she's only doing her duty, of course.
Well, Withers is an old mate of mine. I'll find out what happened from his point of view.
They were caressing each other through the bars. They had every opportunity to exchange information and contraband.
What do you have to say?
He's my son.
Did you know this?
Does it make any difference?
O'Connell, I don't understand you. Up until now, your behavior has been most satisfactory. You must have realized this would affect your parole.
I had to see him. I applied for permission when I was at Barnhurst, and it was refused. And Davy applied too, and he was refused. And then when I heard he was here in the garden, it was an opportunity I couldn't miss. Oh, what would you have done? He's my son, Mrs. Davidson.
How did you know he was in the work party? I see.
Please, Mrs. Davidson, I've got to get out by Christmas. I've promised my kids. My mother says she can't keep them after that. I've tried so hard to do everything right. My children need me.
You should have thought of that earlier, O'Connell.
How'd it go, Dor?
What?
Your parole board, of course, love. All right, I suppose.
You don't sound too happy about it.
Give you a bit of a hard time there, love.
Yeah, a bit.
But why? I mean, they're supposed to be there to help you, aren't
Oh,
they?
boy, have you got a lot to learn. That mob wouldn't help a little old lady across the road.
You weren't too zonked out on that stuff the doc gave you, were you, love?
Nah, I was just pretending all that. Hey, did Pat get away all right?
Yeah. He should be gone a while, though. Yeah. Anyone seen Pat? I hope nothing's gone wrong. I wouldn't put it past that Latham bitch to dob her in.
Oh, she wouldn't, would she?
Speak of the devil.
And what are you doing here?
I'm on me break, same as you.
Did you see Pat's son?
What's he like?
How should I know?
Well, weren't you there?
No,
Well, why not? I told you to stay there and watch out for her.
I had to go to the governor's office.
She can't get anything right.
If you shopped Pat, your life's not going to be worth living.
I'll tell you, I was dragged off to Davo's office.
What for?
Something about the results of some tests the doc did.
Pat, what happened?
Did you see him?
Oh, what's the matter, love?
Come on, spit it out.
Vera caught me.
Bloody little laggard!
Now, stop it! Chrissy had nothing to do with it. She had to go. I heard Fletch talking to her.
And so Vera Frog marched you off to the governor.
She tried to make out there's something between Davy and me.
Oh,
She's so twisted, I almost feel sorry for her.
oh, someone would have put her out of her misery.
What did Mrs. Davidson say?
I guess she hasn't much choice. Looks like I won't get out for Christmas. And I don't know what'll happen to Emma and Andrew.
It's like banging your head against a brick wall. O'Connell has the record of a model prisoner. No one could have been surer of getting their parole, and then she goes and does something like this.
Yeah, it's a pity.
Pity? It's a foolish, utterly stupid thing to do.
Well, women are like that. About their kids, I mean.
And that's another thing. How did she know he was going to be in the work party? It couldn't have been just a coincidence. Have you any idea?
Well, yes, actually. Karen Travers told Doreen the last time she visited. She said it was a message from Angela Jeffries.
Well, why on earth didn't you report that? The whole thing could have been avoided.
Well, I didn't think it was important at the time. I told Doreen not to pass on the message. She seemed to understand.
Don't you realize the position you put her in? The women are intensely loyal. Doreen would have had to tell O'Connell.
Yeah, point taken. I've spoken to the officer in charge. Now, he's willing to forget the whole thing.
I'm sure he is. It was largely his fault.
Well, I was thinking, aren't we making a bit of a mountain out of a molehill? After all, a woman has spoken to a son. Now, that's hardly a crime.
In this case, the parole board would call it consorting.
Yeah, they would.
I don't want to ruin her chances of parole, but I can't let her get away with it.
Well, look, I was thinking, why don't we put her under extra work duties and suspend her privileges for a week or so?
Not report the incident, you mean? Well, that's rather an unusual suggestion coming from you.
Well, as you say, she has been a model prisoner. And if there's one thing I've learnt, it's how to temper discipline with a bit of good sense.
Very well. That's what we'll do. You'd better go and tell her. Save her a miserable night.
Right.
Come on, Doreen. 6 or 4? That's a double too. It has to be a 6 or a 4.
Oh, you win.
What's the matter?
Nothing.
Cheer up. You'll be getting out of here soon.
Oh, big chance.
Meaning?
Well, Fletch said if I passed that message on to Pat, I'd lose my parole.
Oh, he couldn't mean that. It's not a crime to tell someone something.
Tis in here. Fletch thinks he's real smart, doesn't he, Lizzie?
Yeah.
But he couldn't stop Doreen's parole just because of what she told Pat, could he?
A screw will try anything.
Whoever dobbed Patting's got a lot to answer for, eh, B?
Yeah. That's right, Phil.
Oh, I'm telling you, nobody dobbed me in.
It's all violence on the telly nowadays, isn't it? You know, I saw that war movie the other day. You know, the one where the hero shaved the heads of the girls who helped the enemy?
Oh, yeah, that was a good one.
We'd have to find someone who'd fraternise with screws. But who'd fraternise with screws?
We probably wouldn't know unless they were up the duff.
Smith, what's going on?
Oh, Chrissy saw something nasty on the telly.
You lay a finger on her, Smith, and you'll regret it.
Mr. Fletcher, I only happened to compliment her on her hair.
Latham,
true. I thought there was something in it.
O'Connell,
That's all there was to it, Mr. Fletcher, honestly.
the governor's decided that you're to lose all privileges for a period of 10 days.
Oh, miserable rock.
But so as not to jeopardise your parole.